played the boxing game. And what this speaks to, and this is a boxing show, boxing is fundamentally exploitative. I get this as a fan. It's a guilty pleasure. I get it, right? And usually it's fans and networks exploiting fighters, right? We say, we want to see you in blood and guts fights, which risks their health for the rest of their life to entertain us. But here's what's crazy to me about a fight like that. And I remember, when I'm a little kid, Sugar Ray Leonard wins the gold medal. And then you blink, he's fighting Benitez for the title. Then he's fighting Durant twice. Then he's fighting Hearns. It didn't take 100 years to make the fight. But what's wild about something like this is a real super fight, and I said this on the broadcast for Crawford and Canelo, can't be promoted into existence. Right. What a real super fight is, the dust settles in an era, and there are two dudes left standing. There's Ali, there's Frazier, there's Leonard, there's Hagler, there's Mayweather, there's Pacquiao. That's a super fight, right? There's Crawford, there's Canelo. Those are two big fighters of the era. This type of fight, this could easily be at the end of an era, because Teo might be a dude left standing and Shakur could be the dude left standing, right?
I agree. Are you training to do something to not just beat Shakur, but to beat him in grand fashion? When I say grand fashion, I mean going for the knockout.
Well, I think that the whole thing is the Bible of boxing really is that if you look for the knockout, you won't get it. I think really it's just all about setting the good pace early in the beginning rounds and then going from there.
We have going for us when a person underestimates you. That's lovely. And that ain't the only thing he's underestimating. So we're good.
Max Kellerman says this fight is no easy task, calling it dangerous for Shakur and a true test of skill.
Aesthetically pleasing fight. We've seen the way Teo goes against some of these boxers. We've seen Shakur in some bad fights, obviously. Although Shakur looks pretty damn good against William Zepeda. Teo's not a pressure guy. He likes to counterpunch. Two counterpunchers, really.
Yes, it is not but there are some fights, guys. I think about Pernell Whitaker and Buddy McGirt, or Sugar Ray Leonard and Wilfred Benitez. I love the high-speed chess match. Not every fight has to be rock'em sock'em robots, right? That is, I agree with you. Aesthetically, there could be problems because someone has to take the lead, and they're both counterpunchers. But Chris, Teo has some angles with his feet that might bother a guy like Shakur.
That's exactly what I was thinking. He has great angles with the feet. He moves greater in the ring, and combination fighter. To me, combinations.
Teo stays determined and says the fight will be a rude awakening for Shakur Stevenson when they finally meet.
Number one, my mandatory, and he didn't. He was too hesitant trying to commit to punches. So I think that it's just something that's going to be a rude awakening for Shakur.
Hey, Doug, you hear that? He said the Bible of boxing. What else is called the Bible of boxing? It's Ring Magazine. And he's a two-division, Ring Magazine champ.
Great ambassador for those championship belts as well.
Yep, absolutely.
I'm very big on those things. I claimed 2 weight divisions, 2 Ring Magazine belts.
Shakur's coach, Jack, says they kept their usual training methods but adjusted the strategy this time to prepare him smarter.
Trying a few new little things, you know what I'm saying? But other than that, it's basically the same thing we've been doing. We changed the strategy, but no camp is never exactly the same. So yeah, it's just like always. We may try a little bit of this, a little bit of that, but it's mainly the same things. One of the best things we have going for us when a person underestimates you. That's lovely. And that ain't the only thing he's underestimating. So we're good.
Max Kellerman says that while Shakur's power is impressive, Teo's strength and footwork in the ring are also formidable, showing his determination and skill.
The thing I like about Teo's style, when you have a guy like Shakur whose defense is that good, and he's not just a guy who's going to hug you, he can box, the easiest thing in the world is just to pick him against everybody.
Right.
Yes. But Teo also has the kind of footwork, Malik, where he steps around guys. And I think about Buddy McGirt, Meldrick Taylor.
Yes.
Roy, where Meldrick had quick enough feet where if you were going to come right at Buddy McGirt, he could box you. But Meldrick could give him angles that were more difficult. I think of Roy Jones, James Toney. If you were going to go at James Toney, forget it. His defense is too good. But Roy had the feet to move around James Toney, and maybe Teo has the feet to move around Shakur.
I seriously doubt it, man. Shakur is a whole different type of animal. His ring IQ is up there with the best. He's getting literally, I don't know how many times we've seen.
Shakur says people criticize him and don't give him the credit he deserves, often downplaying his achievements and calling his opponents insignificant.
And just kept it moving. I do feel like I am in a situation that when I do make fighters look bad and beat them up, the first thing that they going to run to is, oh, this guy wasn't that good, or this guy is not nobody. They're going to take away from my resume same way they did with Bud. Just like my last fight. They turned the dude that I was fighting and they say he's a cab driver. But I want to say his fight before he fought me, he fought Nakatani.
Mm-hmm.
And no disrespect to Teo. Teo had, a majority decision with Nakatani. Lomachenko, it took him 9 or 10 rounds to get him out of there. That dude got him out of there in 6. So he couldn't be as bad as how they made him seem. But I think I'm just in a lose situation when it comes down to it, because anybody that I fight.
This time, he's determined to prove himself and silence the doubters.
They gonna act like I didn't fight nobody. Even with Edwin. Edwin is a great fighter. But after I beat him, they're gonna sit there and say that he wasn't as good as...
Meanwhile, Ryan Garcia has shared his thoughts on the highly anticipated fight between Shakur Stevenson and Teofimo Lopez. While he leans toward Shakur as the likely winner, he also acknowledges that Teofimo cannot be underestimated. Garcia points out that Stevenson's skills, speed, and defensive mastery give him a clear advantage, making him a tough challenge for anyone in the lightweight division. However, he admits that Lopez's power, determination, and ability to adapt make the fight far from predictable. Garcia emphasizes that boxing at this level is often determined by small margins, timing, and moments of opportunity. Even a fighter considered the favorite must remain cautious because a single well-placed combination or tactical adjustment can change the course of a bout. For Garcia, the matchup represents a fascinating clash of styles where Stevenson's technical brilliance meets Lopez's offensive versatility. While he favors Shakur, he stresses that Teofimo has the tools to pull off a surprising victory.
I would put my money on Shakur, but I won't be surprised if Teofimo surprises us all, for sure. I think I'm underestimating Teofimo a little bit, but I don't think he can make the necessary adjustments to his own style to combat what Shakur does best. But he could definitely prove me wrong, for sure.
Oscar Valdez recently shared his perspective on the upcoming Teofimo Lopez versus Shakur Stevenson fight, explaining why he believes Teofimo has a real chance to win. Valdez focuses on Lopez's positioning, footwork, and natural counterpunching ability. He notes that Teofimo uses his back foot to maintain balance, step back when needed, and exploit his long reach to land precise counters. This combination allows him to engage in a style where he can absorb punches without taking excessive damage, a skill he has honed since his amateur days and Olympic experience. Valdez emphasizes that pure boxing fans may not always appreciate this style, but it's a critical part of Teofimo's game. He points out that beating a fighter like Shakur Stevenson requires patience, timing, and strategic pressure.
You gotta hit him first. And Shakur Stevenson, the way he's positioned, the way his back foot's there, and then you see him comfortable and he's all right, and this is my shot. And you throw it, he just rocks back, or he has that back foot, just steps back, and he has a long reach, so he just counters punches you. And that's part of the game. You get hit and not get hit. And Shakur Stevenson does it to the T. He perfected that since he was an amateur and Olympian, silver medalist, and now he's done it as a professional. You know, maybe not the whole world enjoys it, but the boxing, the pure boxing fan will maybe appreciate that.
I know you tried to do it, and Shakur's undefeated at this point, but like, how do you beat a Shakur Stevenson?
You know, I think how you beat a Shakur Stevenson, if I can go.
Teofimo must wait for the right moment to land effective shots that force Stevenson into difficult positions, just as other skilled fighters have done against technically superior opponents in boxing history. Valdez draws parallels to past matchups where precision and opportunistic timing have allowed underdog fighters to claim unexpected victories. According to Valdez, Lopez's ability to remain composed, control distance, and deliver counters under pressure makes him a real threat. If he applies smart pressure while staying defensively sound, Teofimo could challenge Stevenson's undefeated record. Valdez sees this matchup not just as a test of skill, but as a tactical battle where Lopez's counterpunching and strategic patience could determine the outcome.